Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Women Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Hello and welcome to the Handicap. Okay. It's like over the last few weeks or even a couple months, so much has happened to the point where there has been crickets going on in my dating apps. And it's kind of mysterious, but wonderful. But part of me is kind of wondering, are these Republican men waiting to see what happens? Or are they trying, like, they're hoping and praying that something evolves so that they can come and attack me again? And not like attack, but like troll attack, whatever. Because ever since they found out what tariffs are, ever since Luigi did his thing, like, because I used to do, like, during COVID, I did streaming because, well, a lot of people did streaming and everything, but my reason was, like, I had, like, literally, like, my surgery and my health. Well, my whole life has been a healthcare nightmare and everything, but when it went, like, the climax of it to the point where I could no longer walk for a few months, whatever. Yeah, it was around that time. And then my surgery right around that time. And then COVID, like, literally right after my surgery, right when I was supposed to be having physical therapy, all that health stuff or whatever. But anyway, it's like, since a lot of my friends till this day think I'm lying, a lot of them still think nothing of me. Or when I even tell them about the pain and suffering that was going on at home, and what doctor, like, some of them will say, just listen to your doctors. And my doctors were so wrong. And so, like, yeah, it's like I've done a few episodes about healthcare, and I did one with about insurance and my personal situation and everything like that. But and I will talk so much more about it. There's one example to the point where, like, one of my, like, all of my sisters, we have our different pains and different aspects of our mother. And there it's like, both of my other sisters, they have suffered kind of differently in opposite directions, but they don't see eye to eye because of the conflict that my mother caused within it. And it's like she kind of tripled down on the pain. And yeah, it's like that's another story for a different day. But, like, okay, a little advice, like, parents, guys, okay, if you're gonna have the nerve to say you don't have a favorite, but all your kids know and see who your favorite is, it's like, either be honest or try to treat all of your kids the same. Or if you're going to encourage one of your kids' passion, as long as it's legal, all of your kids look at all of their passions and what they want to do. And if it seems odd to you or out of the box to you, do some research to see, okay, well, how can they turn this passion into a career or into something that is for longevity and independence and stuff like that, it's like. And even if you don't have as much in common with that child, or you don't connect as much with that child, try to figure out a way, because later in life, when that child doesn't want to come to Christmas dinner or Thanksgiving, Easter, or Super Bowl Sunday, or any of those other big events, don't blame that child. And that's why it's like, a couple weeks ago I talked about the gray sheep, which I'm going to be working on, but, like, gray sheep society and things like that, because some of like some of us were treated not that great, but then parents either want to forget, or they want to put the blame, or they want to say they didn't know, or they just want to say get over it. That was years ago. There's no reason for you to remember that. Children remember. And adults, you guys were kids. It's like, you guys remember some of the stuff in your childhood. Some of you guys might have done things because of things that happened in your childhood. So then when you have kids, you have to remember that's a domino effect. I actually remember, even there was this woman interviewing this guy on her podcast, and he said, since I suffered through it during childhood, my kids are going to suffer during childhood. And this guy is like, I think he's an artist, or he's making some decent money now. And the interviewer was just like, but your kids don't have to suffer. And like, he was like, no, it's like, I did, so they are, I don't care. And it's just like, um why don't you not let them suffer, but teach them, or even let them volunteer or do different activities and different things so that they can appreciate what you're doing for them? Don't spoil them. Do it in a balance, to the point where it's like they can recognize the hard work and recognize what it takes, and recognize that there are people who are going through hard times, and maybe show the hard work that you put in to make sure that they didn't have to go through the hard stuff that you had to endure. And I'm sorry that he had to go through that, but it's like, I don't know, it's just when I heard the pain in his voice, it's like you could hear like the childhood pain while he was saying it. And it was just like, okay, who was like, so when your kids get older and they don't want to come over for Thanksgiving and Christmas, you better not yell at them or blame them or tell them it's their fault or that they're no good or that you wish they never had them. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Because when if you say that, then you will never see, like, because just think, like, one day you might be a grandparent and you might not be invited to those events at all. So, yes, okay. And that leads me to the topic of the day. And because, like, while streaming and talking to these guys, just even politically, like some of you guys, if you've been seeing my screenshots in previous episodes, you will know how some of the guys, I'm in your stream and I hear when you talk about politics, and these guys, like, yeah, they're 45 orange president loving guys who say things that are, one, wrong, two, twisted, three, from Fox News, which is, they had a lawsuit, had to pay millions because, and then they admitted, we're not a news station, we're entertainment. Yeah. So, and if I'm going off articles, but then they want to try to fight that off with Fox News. Yeah, because even with minimum wage, it's like, I think I've mentioned this example before, but it's like minimum wage should go up. Especially, like, we have all these millionaires, billionaires, and even a half trillionaire. I repeat, a half trillionaire. And it's like a lot of them, like, they say they can't afford to pay their employees more. No, because they want their yacht and their vacations and their, like, numerous homes, and to be able to brag and be the top earner in the world and everything like that. So of course, no. But it's like, I know this one guy, he was like, who the F cares about minimum wage? But then the guy telling me this is someone who grills for 20 all around his house, doesn't pay taxes. And, like, yeah, it's like, I mean, because he's bragged about this in his stream. I repeat, he brags about this stuff in his stream. And I used to feel bad when his wife turned up and left him with his daughter and moved to a different country. But the more he kept talking about these hardcore Republican views, and, like, that's why sometimes when I hear from passport bros and, like, some of these alpha, quote unquote, alpha males and everything like that, about how they want to treat their women, or how, what they think about the country, and, like, how men should have power and all this, I'm just, I mean, minimum wage is an example. If you think that it's okay, because when the orange guy was at McDonald's doing that whole little play acting, doing, like, because, like, he can't believe Kamala worked there. And I've said this in another video too, how, like, a lot of rich people, especially people with silver spoons in their mouths, they don't know how resumes work because their buddies will just get them the job that they want, or their parent, or they have enough money where they like, oh, I want to be in business. I'm gonna run a business, and or I have a business, so I'm going to go to a bank, and of course I'm going to get the loan because my family has millions of dollars. And so they automatically get the bank loan because they have the financial backing. It's like, especially after watching Creating Anna, the documentary. If you like, I've watched that so many times, and like other like studies and documentaries and things like that. It's like if you have money, you'll get the money. But if you are trying to start a business but you don't have the money, and that's the reason why you can't start the business, they're not going to give you the backing. And that's, to me, that's like kind of like, can we have more? Like, I mean, I know there are some nonprofits, and I plan on looking them up because I really want to help others who want to start their small business, because I'm there with you. But it's like, if we can have more guidance and career, or, well, business advisors or mentors and things like that, that will be able to help those who don't have the money but then have great ideas, and they have the work ethic and stuff to build their business. It's like the and but it's the backing, it's the money part. But also, it's like, I mean, oh, but during that McDonald's interview, yeah, sorry, as you guys know, my YouTube channel is as messy as my life. But one of the reporters or interviewers were like, 45, 45, 45. It's like, with minimum wage, do you plan on lifting it up? Do you plan on getting it higher so that these people can be able to live better lives? And I say, that's not a quote, but that's basically what she was kind of asking and everything. And 45 was just like, no, they make plenty of money. These people love their jobs. They make plenty of money. But then it's like, okay, one thing is like, I'm not gonna say what the Democrats did wrong, because part of me feels like there was so much going on, and also there was like the change was so sudden, and but it's like trying to speak the truth while showing the lies of the other party, and trying to come together, because people keep saying, let's come together, let's come together, and then you find someone that's trying to bring everyone together, but then people are like, oh, you're trying to bring us together. It's like, okay, which one is it? Do you want us to come together, or do you want us, like, make up your mind? And so that's one thing that I kind of noticed with the whole voting thing. It's just like, it's like our country keeps saying, we're so apart, we're so separate, which I know how and why, with some of the things that, like, as you guys know, as you guys know, I am a progressive Democrat liberal. And so when I hear what the other side is saying, I'm just like, yeah, I'm not surprised. Yeah, yeah, we're real. Yeah, yeah, but anyway, it's like, with minimum wage, we saw Kamala and AOC and some of the progressives picketing with, for example, McDonald's employees and other fast food workers. And actually, AOC is at the picket lines again. I believe either with Amazon or Starbucks. Like, she's there with them. So, and but then a lot of people forget Kamala was doing the same thing back in the day. She was in support of that. And if she can get enough Democrats voted in, maybe she would try to like get it lifted again, or maybe like she would get it in on her own. I don't, like, if she was voted. But everyone wanted to say, like, and then the disgusting thing, like, whenever it's a black woman, whenever, especially either it's a woman or a black woman, Republicans just want to act like we're nothing but sexual objects, or trans, or because, like, the stuff that they put Mrs. Obama through. And it's like the dirty, awful, disgusting things they said and did about Kamala, and telling her, like, to go back to her pimps and things like that. But the Republicans are loving it. And then with some of the messages I get off the dating apps, men are telling me, oh, I bet you're going to join Kamala on the street soon and things like that. And it's just like, oh, okay, but you're a Christian man. Yeah, okay, okay. But when you're going to be, what, like when you guys go to places where majority of the employees get minimum wage and things like that, it's like, treat them like they're human, treat them with with respect, because it's really funny how when I worked promos and things like that, usually it was like, especially if I worked like events on Sundays at grocery stores, it was the church people who were the rudest. I'm just being plain, like, and it's like, this is coming from a Christian, and it's like the people who come in all in their like outfits and everything like that, and saying, like, they might even say bless your heart, or like hallelujah and stuff like that. And oh no, but it's like, oh, you're not quick enough, oh, you're not doing this, oh, I want an extra, oh, I want this, I want, it's like, how dare you? Or, and it's just like, who do you think you are? And I'm not even talking just about myself. I'm sometimes I would observe how they would treat people either at the grocery stores or the festivals or wherever I was at. And it, like, sometimes I'm just like, treat a human like a human. We are all human. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we are, just in case you forgot. Just in case you, like, even at, like, everyone who makes minimum wage, yeah, they're human. Guess what? Yeah. So it's like, when I see and hear some of this stuff, it's just infuriating. And I just know, like, talking to some of these guys off the streaming apps and everything, it would be annoying and frustrating when they would tell me who the blank cares about the minimum wage, who the blank cares about people who make minimum wage. And it's just like, okay, well, you have your own small business. How about if you get your business big enough, large enough, or maybe you can actually hire people, you know? And to the point where then you're gonna have to pay taxes for once. But and then insurance. There were guys who told me, oh, if you can't pay for insurance, maybe you should die. I don't really care. It doesn't really, you don't really matter anyway. But then this is during Black Lives Matter. And then people, like, while talking about, like, because yeah, I talk about all different types of stuff. But it's like, because I talked about the hospital and the needs for better medical assistance and like care and things like that. And maybe medical advisors or counselor. Like, yeah, I talked, like, and a lot of guys got so mad at me because a lot of, especially, well, a lot of certain men, girl, you so curvy, shut up. And it's like, I just want to see you shake your tush. I just want to see. It's like, yeah, you need to show some cleavage. That's what I want to see. Oh, you one of these smart ones. You a waste of time. Oh, this is stupid. Why you have to be smart? It's like, so you're telling me your parents actually paid money for you to be smart? Oh, that was stupid. Why were your parents so stupid and did that? Because it's like, this is like an example from one stream, but this happens so many times where it's like, well, you know what? Yeah, black men again. And the thing is, like, some people get mad at me because majority of the guys I've dated have not been black. I've tried. I've tried, but a lot of them, they can't stand that I love watching documentaries or anime other than Dragon Ball Z. And it's just like, I write my novels. Like, one guy actually told me, it's like, it, because we were, let's see, we met for coffee or something really easy or simple or whatever. But he told me, he was just like, oh, you're one of those smart girls. He was like, yeah, it's like, I'm gonna make sure I have your pet, like, password when we start dating, because if I find your novels, I'm erasing them. And I'm just like, so why would I want to go out with you? And that's when he started calling me the swear words or whatever. But I'm just like, and he was just like, I don't need no girl writing this kind of stuff. And he was like, I just need you to, and he listed what he needed a woman to be and how a woman needs to stay in her place, or it's like the guy is the one who was supposed to get all the attention and everything like that. And it's just like, are you kidding me? But it's just during stream, like in like I mentioned the streaming with the dating apps because the streaming is through the dating apps. And it's just crazy because a lot of these guys, oh, I made more money while the orange guy was on office. I made more money. Yeah, because he was giving it to the billionaires and millionaires. And guess what? Like, all you guys want to say all lives matter. Well, the children's cancer research, Republicans were trying to take it out. Or actually, well, the people in like that are bossing the Republicans, telling them what to do, they were telling them to take the cancer research out. And so with the tariffs and the cancer research and minimum wage and so many other topics, it's like men get so mad at me when I say that I will not date a Republican. So many, and a lot of white guys need to learn some like not only African American history, Native American history, but just more history because they didn't pay attention at all and their teachers didn't care. But some of them, when I say I will not date a Republican, they say I'm racist and they call me a bigot. I'm just like, racism. Whew, you can be any race and be a Republican. You could be any race. Like voting, if you paid attention to the voting, there was a rise with Hispanic and African American voting for the orange guy, if you didn't notice. So I won't date them either. When I say Republican, I mean all Republicans. I don't mean just one race. I mean all Republicans. So Christian Republicans, yeah, definitely, yeah, no, never, never, ever, ever. So, but it's just the way that's because okay, another quick example that I brought this up before. It's like so if you I want to remember which episode, but I the lawsuit with the African American farming, and I'm going to mention this as many times as I can because there's a lot of ignorant people out there, and Fox News is spreading so many lies. But African American farmers did get money, and the thing is, like those news stations want to talk about, yeah, they you Martin Luther King, you're not supposed to do it on race and all this other stuff. They got the money because of racism, because like this is the second time within our American history where the African American farmers were given money because for years and years they were denied money because of being black. Yeah, racism. It still happens. And like a lot of like especially on streaming sites, a lot of the white men want to tell me there's no more racism, but then the hate groups are recruiting a lot more and they're posting flyers and having protests and marching and yeah, they want to wear a mask when they're protesting because they don't want to lose their jobs or maybe their girlfriends or wives, maybe they don't know or family members don't know and they still want to go to Thanksgiving, Christmas dinner. You never know, but it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. It's just really odd now that at like a week or two after the election, I'm not really getting many messages now, or at least the trolling ones. And I take that as a compliment. I still have over 300. And yes, I know I need to download more, but I'm trying to get one of the cold cases. Like, I'm trying to make sure I have enough material and things like that when I start the Patreon. Trying to finish my novel, get the greeting card business up and running, like, and with my website. So, trust me, I am busy, very busy. And yeah, this is a lot. This is one reason why a lot of men can't stand me because I have a lot of goals and a lot of men say and I just watched a video and this woman says or like this one young lady is like I like she has some really good videos too. But she was like and I've heard this a few times. So I just realized this because I told I shown you guys in other episodes this guy who says, I know somebody who says you're crazy. And the guy has called me, or, and I remember I told him, I was like, yeah, you said I was crazy. But then it was because of my goals and he told me to quit. And it's like the one woman from the YouTube channel, she was like, no, if a man says you're crazy, he did something to make you go crazy. He did something to, yeah. And with this one guy who literally told, like, yeah, it's like I'll tell that story in a different episode, but it's like a lot of men who probably will say I'm crazy, they either try to stop me or they try to say I was a white girl wannabe, or like they did stuff to the point where, like, yeah, either I blocked them or I told them to leave me alone, and then they would start getting their cousins to call me and harass me to the point where it's like I'm going all around social media blocking everyone with that last name. That's the extent. But then they call me crazy, but it's just like when your cousins are even getting on LinkedIn and finding me and writing me messages and telling me that it's like I better be a real woman and make him a baby. Like literally, I've had like one of these people's cousins tell me that I better quit writing my novels or quit working on my dreams and make him a baby because he's like he wants a red bone. Yeah, he wants a red bone baby, and since I don't have any kids, it's like he needs me to make him a baby so it could be red boned. But then these men want to call me crazy. These men want to call me crazy. Anyway, thank you for listening to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handicapable. But most importantly, I am human, you're human too, and I have so much more tea to spill. But it's like these are American men. It's like sometimes I'm like, no wonder you want to be a passport bro, because you don't want like okay, I'll save that for a different episode. But it's like I part of me is just like I am so glad you don't want me. I am so glad.